Okay, so we did the first three. Sorry, I took a little bit of a break there. I had some other things I had to attend to. Scorpio, Scorpius, original Scorpio before they changed the zodiac, so the 13. So November 23rd to November 29th, Mercury, Quicksilver, Hematite, Lungs, Thyroid, Wednesday, Topaz. I had a lady, she mentioned about the music in the background. Hopefully it's not too loud right now and you can still hear my voice. I've tried to turn it down, but I still also want it to be in the background. And I do appreciate the constructive criticism. Like, it's nothing rude, it's nothing mean, and I'm very secure in myself. I don't take it as an offense. Thank you very much for letting me know, and I actually welcome that sort of thing. If you have any suggestions or anything like that, please let me know in the comments down below. All right, what do we have for Scorpio? A bit stubborn right now. Maybe you're really truly busy on work, or you're just keeping yourself busy. You have a desire for something. Remember, don't be in a rush for anything. Okay, so we've got the King of Clubs, and then we've got the Eight of Swords in reverse. I'm starting to pick up a relationship or some sort of energy where two people are coming together. This is you yourself. I feel like it's masculine mostly, but whatever it is that you've gotten yourself into, whether it be a relationship with yourself or a relationship with another person, because it could be self-love that's giving you fulfillment, it's kind of ended this sensation of being bound to something, maybe an idea, maybe being bound to constantly working, or just bound to a certain emotion. But whatever this is, it's almost like an outlet. It doesn't have to necessarily be a bad thing. This is just something that's allowed you to kind of lift and release. So that's really positive. You've got a lot of command and control over yourself, your life. You definitely don't allow others to kind of push you around, which is good. Work on your meditation. If you're not one to meditate, try to get into working on your meditation. And your life may be going through certain stages right now, like you're going through a bit of a change. Most people are right now. What else can we get for Scorpio? Scorpius. Very calm. Got the Ten of Cups in reverse. So it's quite possible this may have allowed you to feel a little bit less burdened, but maybe it's not quite exactly what you want right now, and that's okay. Don't rush anything. Study yourself, study the other person. It doesn't always have to be quick and right away. Things don't always have to be done like today. And if they are, well, then that sounds to me like it could be job related or something like that. But when it comes to a relationship, let's say that your partner is not ready to move forward just yet and you're really comfortable with this person. It almost feels like a past person, a past love. But you don't want to force it either. And you recognize that within yourself. And you're not going to use anything like certain desires or anything like that just to get a certain way between the two of you. So this very well could change. It doesn't have to be upside down right now. This is, I'm feeling like this is more just like a thought. This is just in the back of your head. It's not in actuality. You have more than enough. You have a roof over your head, you have food, you have enough money in the bank, you have maybe even a vehicle to get you where you need to go. I mean, ultimately, what I think you're looking for is more like family oriented, or maybe just a union, either with self or another person. But this feels like another person. And remember, you can't be codependent on them. You can't be codependent on them for that energy, okay? That's not something you want to do. You don't want to depend on this person to give you everything and more. You have to be able to provide that for yourself first, especially happiness. Communication. Definitely work on your communication. Your throat chakra. Okay. Got the Hangman sideways. So you could be taking a bit of a break from your viewpoints. Instead of looking at it from a certain perspective or even a different perspective, you're kind of just not looking at it at all. Just be careful with that so that it doesn't become like a habit where you dismiss everything and put it on the back burner. You're allowed to acknowledge your feelings. You're allowed to acknowledge the process that you're going through, or maybe even the situation that you're in. But I wouldn't put it aside for too long. And you got the Queen of Cups. Very pleasant. Almost holding her head high. She's very confident. She's cloaked in yellow, so that's solar plexus. Very happy. And she's also veiled in red, so she's got a lot of strong ties with family. So if you are looking to become very close to this individual, just using your wand or just using any kind of physical aspects or even just money and throwing it at them is not going to work. Like, this is somebody that really wants to create a solid foundation. They don't want to rush anything. They're actually self-sufficient themselves. You should be getting news, whether it's in the mail. This feels like online. It doesn't feel like you're supposed to be waiting for a mailbox. I automatically seen like a computer screen. So maybe you're waiting for something. Maybe you booked a vacation or something like that. You want time off. Or maybe you've been hounded to come back to work if you're on vacation now. Whatever this information is, it has to do with money. I don't know if this is important to you. Anyway, so let's see what else we can get. Disruption. Don't think of it as a disruption in money just because you want to get away on vacation either. You need to take a break for yourself. Moat. A deep trench, round a castle, other fortified place, to surround with a ditch or defense. If you're surrounding yourself with like a moat so nobody can get into your castle and you haven't put the drawbridge down for this other person, maybe emotionally, your thoughts, your opinions on certain things, they very well, if they're like the Queen of Cups, they're very well in tune with the emotion, and so they'll know when you're holding back. So if you're not expressing this to either friends of yours and it's just you union within yourself and you're just not expressing this to people, or it's this person that you're interested in, they're picking up on it. They already know. To creep, to advance, to slowly, sly, or weakly, to crawl. Maybe it feels like things are moving really slowly, not quick enough for you, so you kind of just went in a bit of like a stasis mode. Maybe you're sleeping a lot more than normal, and that's okay too. Just give me a minute here. I wouldn't focus on marriage too soon unless you're already engaged and you want to plan the day. That's up to you, but definitely get to know yourself more and your other partner too. Don't rush nothing. But I mean, anybody could tell you that. It's whether or not you believe that. Do you believe you need to jump into this right away? Is it out of a fear of like lack, or maybe you haven't been with anybody in a long time, so automatically you're like putting all your cards down for this one person? Just be cautious about that. Trying to adjust this music. I thought I had it all set up already, ready to go. Pardon me. You have the support you need. There are certain people you can reach out to. Receive. Take as a thing offered, to admit, to entertain, to contain, to be the object of, to take stolen goods. Okay, I don't feel like you're taking anything from anybody. I feel like you're equally reciprocating this other person. It's almost like an offering, like the divine universe has offered you this opportunity, and you need to be able to admit things to yourself. To receive, to admit, to entertain. So this could be the idea of marriage itself, and that's your ultimate fulfillment that you don't quite have, but you still don't feel bound to nothing. Whatever information you're looking for, eventually it's going to come in. It could be even if you're, because I'm picking up that you got some gifts here as well. If you're getting in downloads or information, signs and synchronicities, listen to them, because you could be getting the information through that. You're just not paying close enough attention, possibly. Hopefully that's not too loud. Anyways. Let's get Island Time Wellness Oracle card. So like a relationship, romance. What can we get for Scorpio? Remember, take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? If this doesn't pertain to you, just let it go. Acts. Breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, and abandonment. Okay, I'm not picking up any kind of abandonment here, nor am I picking up a breakup, but it is quite possible if you're trying to become fulfilled within yourself. But what I'm getting here is the stop the pattern. Automatically, that's what I'm picking up. Stop the pattern. Like the dance of life, we constantly go through cycles. We go through certain things that are meant to teach us so that we learn the lessons that we need to here in the 3D, so that we can break the cycles, end the karmic debt, learn the lessons, transmute the negative into positive, and then move forward so we're not doing the same thing again and again. Rune. One of a set of alphabetic characters, particularly in the ancient northern nations of Europe.
Every month.
You know what? I'm not even going to do the music if it's going to be that. I see rainbow. Okay, so rune. Maybe it wants me to pull a rune for you. Normally I do it at the end. I'll do it right now. Silent treatment. Stop the pattern. So it's quite possible you're not speaking what you need to speak. Or somebody's not telling you what they need to tell you. I don't feel that this individual here, whether this be a woman or a man, it's feminine energy that's holding a cup of love. 2 flowers, a yellow and a red, so that's solar plexus and root chakra, just as far as what she's dressed in gown too. Okay, 4 for Scorpio. We're doing the runes now. Manas. Man, augmentation, support, innocence, the self, humanity, culture, awareness, social order, friends, family, and relationships. Quite obvious. Also symbolic for the letter M, and that's yellow and green. So that's solar plexus and heart chakra. So very important here. You're starting to notice things more. Maybe you're coming into your own enlightenment, or maybe this is going through another ascension of yours. You're dealing with something that's new. You're dealing with something that's new. Unknown. So that's like the moon card. What's yet to come to light. Kaunan, acceptance. So maybe you're understanding that things are the way they are and things happen in divine timing and lessons are to be learned when you're ready for them. If you're not, you're going to repeat them. So Kaunan, ulcer, mortality, pain, opening, torch, fire, creativity, inspiration, revelation, knowledge, acceptance. So that's C and K, and that's for sacral chakra. So that's more like your creativity and your sexual energy. Acceptance is really important, especially in this reality of ours, in my opinion. It's very important. And then we've got Isis. Ice. Fear, standstill, stasis, block, challenge, patience, reflect, rest, and test, okay? So this could very well be a test of yours. Like I said, if it's got something to do with the cycles, you need to be able to end those cycles in order to move forward. If you're kind of like in a stasis mode, it's just kind of keeping you still. That would just be something that you learned young. And it's almost like preventing you from getting hurt or somebody hurting you. But you need to be able to trust in yourself and understand that things will work out the way they're supposed to. And take a leap of faith almost. If there's some sort of gifts that were supposed to be passed down to you, they could have been held back from you. That's a lesson you have to take a look at as well. Another card for Scorpio. Please and thank you. Scorpio. You're really worried about the relationship thing, huh? Just take it easy on yourself. Oh, we got 3 cards here. We've got love, unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, attraction. Again, you need to be able to do the work for yourself in order to extend that out to another person. This could also be because this person is showing so much affection and attention and unconditional love, it's become overwhelming. Maybe you're not used to people actually treating you with kindness, love, and respect in a relationship. So we've also got the runner here. In a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy and listening to ego. You gotta remember to put your ego aside sometimes, unless there are red flags and you've been through the cycle already and you know better. Okay, unless you're purposely putting yourself in a situation to learn more out of the situation, to learn more lessons. Not quite a self-punishment, but more like, I want to go through this. I've been through this in the past. I'm approaching it different now, but I'm still choosing to kind of go through this because I want to learn more. So that could quite be it. But I don't feel like you feel the need to run because you're bound to anything. It doesn't feel like that. It's like a huge commitment or anything like that. That's not what this feels like. And then we got girl with a snake. Empath and narcissist paragene. So being charmed or used, enable, and boundaries. Keep in mind, setting healthy boundaries is very, very important. All right? I've said this time and time again. If you feel the need to run, you want to break up or separate, that's totally on you. If you're currently single, then that's not something you have to worry about. But if you're running from your own situations, that's going to prevent you from getting your fulfillment or your 10 of Cups. You really have to trust that you're going to be able to understand both sides of you without being too hard on yourself. Again, the whole idea of forgiveness and stuff. I feel very like agitated, unsettled. This whole reading since the beginning, nothing's felt like it's in its place that it's supposed to. And maybe you're used to everything being a certain way, or you're really picky on everything. You want to travel, or maybe you're currently traveling. Just take your time. Don't rush. Can we get some more on the... where is it? The breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, and abandonment. Can we get a little bit more for Scorpio on this one? Silent treatment. We got the Chariot in reverse. So it's quite possible you're not... If you have like an authoritative kind of personality, like you like to take charge, right now you're kind of just standing still. Again, with the Isis, you're kind of at a standstill, like a stasis mode. You're good at kind of just protecting yourself. You're not really moving too much forward. You kind of like let your horses run wild. You just like set them free. Also, this could be things from the back of your mind that are starting to come up to the surface. And we got the 10 of coins on the bottom of the deck. So this could be family stuff you're thinking about really deeply. This could be a person in your life that is no longer in your life, whether they passed on or they just separated ways. You guys went on your different pathways. It's quite possible. Don't get too hung up on that. You have your own family things to deal with, or your own life. And judgment is definitely important here. Whether that's somebody judging you or you judging another, I have a feeling that you may in the past have judged on people harshly, like without understanding at all. It's just pure projection. It's not even understanding yourself or taking a look or doing introspection or accountability. It's more like, oh, that person's this, that person's that, without realizing that most of the times it's a reflection of ourselves. So I would take a look into that too. What else can I get? Pleasure. Remember, it doesn't always have to be physical, but hey, by all means, if that's the way you want to roll, it's not a bad thing. Obviously, be safe about it. Make sure that the information coming in isn't going to be negative information. The World card. Okay, you could feel really pressured right now. Don't let that get you down. Let's see, what can we get for past life oracle for Scorpio? Past life oracle for Scorpio. It's almost reluctant. Some want to come out, but then they don't. I think one flipped over here. Where is it? Atlantis. Okay, very well. You could have ties. Regardless of whether or not you believe in this sort of thing, there's a lot of ties with the ocean, a lot of ties with the seas and stuff like that. The deep depths of a person's psyche as well, and their soul, their emotional state of being. This could be a pattern that your ancestors had to go through as well, and now it's passed down to you, or maybe your parents or your parents' parents. They never dealt with emotion very well. Quite possibly they drank a lot. Pick a little bit up on that, but you just need to be able to know what burdens that you're carrying, what lessons you want to learn, and what ones were placed on you because of somebody else's we'll call it inability to help themselves, instead of like negligence or abandonment or anything like that. Although we do have the one card here for abandonment, or was that the axe? It could very well be a possibility. You don't want to relive that with the new relationship you're in. What else can we get here? If you have Atlantis ties, maybe just for fun, do some research into that, see what you can find out about it. What else we got? This one kind of got stuck over here. So you're stuck waiting on some information. Celtic. So you yourself, or maybe even this is your partner, has Celtic ties. I have a feeling this has to do with you. You could have strong, we'll call them ginger roots. You could have strong ties with the Celtic side. So you got a little bit of land, you got a little bit of sea there. You got a little bit of both. What's that song? For the land and the sea. The old folk song. Anyways. Judgment again. Queen of Cups, and then the Ten of Swords came out over the Queen of Cups. I would suggest that if you are putting all your time, energy into this, whatever this may be, whether this be a family member, a friend, or an acquaintance or a lover, just be cautious not to invest it all. You don't have to be a runner. You don't have to run, and you don't have to just use your wand constantly, and you already don't feel bound to this, but it does feel heavy. Which is weird, because I'm picking up the energy that you don't feel bound to nothing, like there's no contract, but it still feels like a burden to you. So that could be something that you really want to take a look at. Have a little bit of faith in yourself, okay? I know sometimes things seem chaotic and overwhelming, but most of the time we put ourselves in that position anyways to learn the lessons that we need to learn. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just we've decided consciously or unconsciously to get into situations, and now we have to, with a bit of dignity and grace, kind of play it forward and see how it goes. Maybe use some stones. That could bring you some luck, depending if you believe in that. A lot of stones will amplify your own energy. So, and if your family is, if you feel like your family is putting burdens on you, you're allowed to separate your energy as well. Cut ties. Distance yourself. You don't have to cut them off completely, but distance yourself, or just do an energy cleanse. State outright, like verbally with your mouth. Words are very, very powerful. I am cutting cords with that which does not serve me. Any of my family members that are projecting onto me heavy right now, return to sender the negative energy, that it's not mine for me to carry, so that they can transmute it through their own healing journeys if they decide to go on one. They may have tried to sacrifice you at one point, and it doesn't mean like death. I just got the Empress in reverse, so this could be somebody that has been projecting on you for a long time. Somebody from your past, or even your family member. You have enough wisdom to know the difference. You figure this out. Do your research. Yeah, Five of Swords. This is obviously a state that you're in right now. Hopefully you're not on your knees crying. If you are taking the time to release emotions, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, masculine or feminine. But if you're also the one that is trying to like start fires or start shit, then that's also on you. If there's something physical that came up that needs to be addressed, definitely take a look into that first. So it goes tears, then something physical, and then he's picking up the swords almost. It almost to me looks like stages from the initial issue to dealing with the problem, and then to defending or standing up for oneself. What else can we get here? Okay, Scorpio. Really want that music back on. Associate. So who you join yourself around, who you're hanging out with, keep in mind. To join in company with, to combine, to keep company with, a companion or a friend. You could be seeking refuge with friends or just confiding in them. Maybe they'll talk to you about some of the stuff, depending if they're religious or not, or if they're spiritual, or if they understand about energies and patterns and stuff like that. Fix your crown, put your head up, you know, breathe, worry about maybe getting rid of any bad habits that could be distracting you. Profane, not scared, secular, irreverent, blasphemous, impure, profaning to profane, to treat with irreverence, to desecrate. So you could be self-sacrificing, or you could be self-sabotaging, one of the two. This feels like an outside energy, though. This doesn't feel like your energy. Yes, you're in control of your actions and what you do. You're responsible for that. Don't get me wrong. But this feels like an outside influence. Something that you're just coming to light now. Maybe you called judgment on it previously. You could be thinking... like you could be being used or being enabled. One of the two. So let's say you have an attachment to something, or you have like an addiction and somebody's constantly feeding you, whether it be ego or like smoking, drinking, or anything like that. They're constantly feeding that, and you were reliant on it, and now that it's no longer fulfilling, you're kind of looking outside, or maybe even looking into the past, and you could still be holding some resentment because of the stuff that you didn't resolve previously that's coming up to light now. What else we got here? That can do with family or people you've left behind. A Cancer could be really troubling you right now. Possibly. A cusp. Promise. So you could have made a vow or a promise to somebody. A statement binding a person who makes it. Ground or basis of expectation. Pledge, promising, promise. To make a promise, to afford reason to expect. To make a promise, to afford expectations. You get your serenity when you stop having such high expectations of everyone else, and more so expectations of yourself, what you would like to do for yourself. If I can give you any word of advice there. Can we get the Hangman sideways? Would it clarify that? You have no problem saying what you need to say, that's for sure. No filter there. I think I got a silver tongue. Ooh. This is definitely an outside influence. Maybe father figure. That doesn't want you to either be with your current partner, get with your current partner, or be around them in general. But the King of Coins is usually very loving, but they're all about the money. So if they've picked up on anything and they've decided to call a judgment on you, and they're like, no, I don't want you with my son, or I don't want you with my daughter, or something like that. It was right in between the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Swords. Keep in mind, you're not the only one that's empathic. Other people pick up on things, and other people have gifts as well. So if there's anything you're hesitant with, or if there's an intention, or you're waiting on some information or something like that that's supposed to come in, or you have the urge to run and this person picks up on it, they may not tell you they know, but they know. And this feels like a father-daughter thing. So I would be cautious with that. You know, I mean, any good father would protect his daughter. Not the opposite. One more card. Can we get the Chariot in reverse? Why the lack of movement? Why the standstill? Need communication. You need to be also in touch with your inner child too. And it doesn't mean you have to be immature as shit. You could already be immature. You could like to have fun, play and stuff like that. You got the whole world in your hand. But this means more so get in touch with your inner child. So your joy. What do you enjoy doing? Like if you're always working all the time, or you're always doting on somebody, or you're always, you know, worried about separation, or you're focusing on the lack or concerns and stuff, you're ignoring this part. But the sun's come out, so I think you're well aware of that. If this is you and you are the father figure, there could have been a betrayal between you and a Queen of Cups. You got some information there as well. Nothing's binded just yet, and anything that is, you would just have to call judgment on it. I think that's kind of why you're refusing to look at it this way or this way. You're just kind of like in between. Like, what's that word? Indifferent. Kind of in the gray area. Alright. One more card. For Scorpio. One more card. You have nothing left to say. 2 cards came out, of course. Yeah. So you didn't do the introspection part on it. Quite possible to go through the death and the rebirth. And quite possibly you could have taken care of your health, so you're avoiding any negative situations when it comes to physical aspects of things. Or this could be no death to a situation, but you know better. You know better. It's almost like you would just like watch things burn down around you or whatever, instead of doing anything about it. And then you've got the Knight of Clubs. This is somebody that's technically younger, but it just could be an older gentleman or a feminine that carries a lot of masculine, that has like a younger mentality, that's ready to go to battle. Like a narcissistic kind of, like, I'm ready to fight you, but... Okay, one more card. Fortune, possessions, maybe you're materialistic and you get joy out of that sort of thing. One more for the island, time, wellness,